Right, well, for those of you that watch my YouTube channel, you may be forgiven for thinking that this engine looks somewhat familiar, because it is. I have done a video on this engine, not this particular one, but on an identical one before. This is another Miller Junior Engineer SE-100 engine, and there's a nice story behind this. My friend Stuart Owens, fellow model steam engine collector who hails from North Carolina in the United States, he got this one and wasn't too interested in it, but he knew I already had one, and he said, would I like it? Now, it's missing the beam. I have the piston, but there's no conrod. The conrod was broken off of the piston, and the safety valve is gone. And I said, yeah, if you didn't want it, I'd love it. But more to the point was, he assured me that, unlike my first one, the original double carbon block heating element in here actually works. He's put water in it and powered it up, and it heats the water. So this works. The heater in this one works. So yeah, it needs a damn good clean up, but and I'm going to have to make a beam and a conrod for it and a safety valve. But it's, other than that, it's all there. So let's get those bits made. Right, well, I've been busy with the lathe, and I have managed to manufacture the parts required for this second Miller Junior Engineer SE-100. It's pretty much together now, I think. I've got everything. Made a new conrod for it. I made one out of brass, but I think the original one would have been cast. This was a bit of aluminium, 6mm, I think, thick, flat bar, which I machined on the lathe to the same dimensions as the one I've got on my other Miller Junior SE-100, and then that's just a simple little plug for the top of the boiler that goes in there like that. So now I need to do, oh, and the pivot pin, I had to make the pivot pin as well for the for this, because obviously that sits up there like that. Now I need to strip it down and clean it. That's the next job, so watch this space. Well, here it is finished. The second Miller Junior Engineer SE-100. It's all been cleaned up. I repainted the base. It's come up really well. New parts are the conrod, the beam, and the beam pivot. Obviously the pivot's on the end of the beam too, and the plug in the top of the boiler. But yeah, it's come up really nice. Quite looking forward to running this. I know it runs because I tried it before. I cleaned it all up, so we shouldn't have any trouble. Hopefully, running this when we get to do it. But really many thanks to my friend Stuart Owens for sending me this, because it was a lot of fun making the parts for it, and it's come out really well. I'm well pleased with it. So hopefully one day I'll get the parts to allow me to configure this or the other one, either in the horizontal or vertical engine mode. But it's still nice to have two of them. They're great little engines. They are just so unusual. So right, let's get it steamed. Right, well, here it is, the Miller Junior SE-100, the second one, and I think we're ready to go. Yes, look at that, isn't that a beauty? Now, I have already steamed this before I cleaned it all up, and it didn't run anywhere near as well as this. But I think I had a few steam leaks from the pipe where I've actually put clamps around the pipes now. But yeah, it's absolutely superb. I mean, look at that. Sporting its new conrod and new beam pivot, and the beam pivot end pivots. And of course, the beauty of this one is it has the original heater in here, the 2 carbon block heater. So, you know, unlike my other one where the heater was broken, so I had to replace it. This one has got the original heater. Isn't that superb? Really quiet too. Can't run it for too long because the boiler capacity, it's very small. I put 60 millilitres in because it really doesn't hold an awful lot. So I must admit, I do love these engines, and I hope one day to be able to get the other parts so that you can reconfigure it into a horizontal or vertical engine. But that's just superb. The base was quite bad on this one, so I've repainted it. Not the original colour, but it's as close as I could get. And all, yeah, thanks very much again to my friend Stuart Owens, who sent this to me for free all the way from North Carolina. You have to spare a thought for those people out there at the moment due to the fact they're getting hammered by that hurricane. There it is. Miller Junior Engineer SE-100 with replacement beam and conrod. running like a dream. There's just something about these engines. I thought it was an excellent idea. The fact that as a toy you could take it apart and reassemble it in a completely different configuration. In fact, 3 different configurations: beam, horizontal, and vertical. Makes the whole thing more interesting, especially for kids and big kids like me. And I had great fun making the beam and the conrod for it. I really enjoyed doing that. Bit of milling on the lathe there for the beam, but no, this is just superb. Turn it around that way to the camera. Cleaned up really nicely. You don't get much of a sheen on the cast metal parts because obviously it's a cast Misak or aluminium type material, but you can get it. With a bit of a wire brush, you can get it looking reasonably good. But anyway, there you go. What a lovely little steam engine that is. And I'm very lucky to have 2 of these. Albeit only one with the original working heater. But anyway, there you go. Miller Junior Engineer SE-100. Fully restored under steam. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks very much for watching.